built-in system in your nervous system, two parts to it, the parasympathetic resting system and the sympathetic stressor system. And that sympathetic nervous system, when it's engaged, increases heart rate, increases blood pressure, nutritional demands skyrocket, hormonal activity increases, your body's on go. And that's a good thing for survival. You need a sympathetic nervous system. But a couple of negative things happen when your sympathetic nervous system is being stimulated under times of stress. Number one is that your digestive system is temporarily ignored. Your body's not thinking about getting nutrients from the foods. It shuts down the GI tract, so to speak, and concentrates on the bones, the muscles, the fight or flight systems on go. Concentrates on survival. But the other, perhaps more negative thing is your body's not thinking about fighting cancers and infections. It's just thinking about surviving. So the whole immune system is turned down. So it's not having some stressors in your life. We all have stressors. Some of your stressors are sitting next to you. Don't look at the person next to you. We all have stressors. But no one was designed to have constant stress. That's what erodes your health, potentially. So we need to deal with stress. That's why I say learn to relax. How do we learn to relax? Well, the most powerful way to do that I know of, and we'll do it together. How many want to get healthier right now? We're going to do something that's powerfully healthy for you, and it's as a point of contact for you to do this, and your body will respond to this as you do it. You were designed not to be a caretaker, but a carecaster. I know you feel like a caretaker sometimes, especially if you have a spouse or children, right? You feel like, if I take one more thing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. But you were not designed to be a caretaker. You were designed to be a carecaster. So what we're going to do is take all the junk in our trunk. Anybody got any junk in their trunk? Some of you got more than others. We have a product for that. And we're going to cast the whole of our care upon He who made us. And here's what we're going to believe. We're going to take all of our issues and we're going to believe for the perfect outcome, for God's plan, for all of those stressors. Are you willing to agree with me on that, you know? If any two of you agree is touching anything, 1, 2, that's us, He said He'd do it. So let's put the responsibility where it should be. Let's cast the whole of our cares. Everybody put your hands in front of you. Now on 3, we're going to take all the junk in our trunk, all the issues that we have with our finances and spouse and children and all the things that we're taking care of, things that we prayed about, things that we haven't prayed about. And on 3, we're going to release them. Ready? We're going to just cast the cares. 1, 2, 3. Everybody release them. Now keep your hands up there. Everybody say, it's gone. Say, they're all gone. All right. Now, right now, your immune system is functioning in the perfection it was created to function in, better than it was before you did that. If I could measure, and I could, your polymorphonuclear neutrophilic leukocyte count, which is a 37-letter doctor word for white blood cell, it would be higher than before when you did that. Because you stimulated your immune system and you feel better. Everybody say, I feel good. I feel good. And you can do that as often as you want. Some of you need to do that, right? People will think you've lost your mind, and that is a good thing, right? Lose your mind, that's the mind of Christ right there. Casting the whole of your cares. Highly recommend that. And I spent a lot of time on that concept because it is foundational for your health. If you do all the other things right but ignore that piece of the puzzle, you're not going to enjoy the optimal health that God wants you to have. So, what products do we have for casting our care? Thanks to StLouis, we have Confianza. How do you? Thank you, StLouis, a miracle worker with formulations and such a life changer with adaptogenic herbs that help us to deal with stress. That's what adaptogenic means. Specific herbs that help your brain to function properly. And I like to take a couple Confianza in the morning. And then I'll emphasize for the other Learn to Relax product the It's Vital Core Complete Nutrition Pack. Complete Nutrition, this was an ingenious idea that we had at Networks Global to simplify your life. How many like your life simplified? You see, when it comes to stress and casting your care, it takes a lot of nutrients to deal with stressors, and we put all the nutrients you need on a daily basis in there, in the pack, along with the omega-3 essential fatty acids, triple strength fish oil with DHA and EPA, which is really very good to help keep the brain calm, to cast your care. So everybody say, learn to relax. That's number one. Number two is get to bed on time. Everybody say, get to bed on time. Except when you're at an It Works convention. Right? There are exceptions, and this is a celebration time, and you can squeeze in a few less hours of sleep. But actually, resting time is restoration time. And it's time when your body rebuilds itself for the daily function that you need to function in. And I want to emphasize a product called New You 3.0. How many love the New You? Ingenious product that you simply take 2 at night before bed and then 1 in the morning, because that helps mimic your normal growth hormone pattern, physiologic pattern during a 24-hour period. And growth hormone is really a misnamed hormone. It should be called rejuvenating hormone, because you make it all your life. It's highest in maybe early teens, early 20s, late teens. And then it decreases by 80% by the time you get to be about 60 years old. And we think this decrease in growth hormone is most closely related to the physical and mental symptoms we call aging. And a lot of research to show if you keep growth hormone levels up to more youthful days, you can reverse many of the issues that come with aging, including memory loss and cardiovascular parameters that aren't as good. What does a balanced growth hormone level do, or rejuvenating hormone do in your body? Well, you'll have one thing that's very common is resting patterns or sleeping patterns improve. That's something that as people get older, that they tend to have issues with that. So how many like to rest better? So get to bed on time. New You will really help you do that. Take 2 at night and 1 in the afternoon. And then, of course, in each of these areas, greens can help us do that. Because it's time for restoration, the body restores itself more efficiently when it's in an alkaline state. So greens is supporting not only casting of your care, but getting to bed on time. And then the third one is do your exercise. Everybody say, do your exercise. Do your exercise. You might be shocked to know that I tell you, you do not have to exercise. You get to. Right? If you knew all the wonderful things exercise do for you, you'd make yourself start to do it. And then once you got used to it, you'd never want a day or two to go by without exercising, because you feel the difference. When you exercise, you feel better. Your body was designed to move. I think the most powerful thing about exercise, perhaps, is that it moves immune fluid. Your immune system, which we could loosely associate with lymphatic system, which you have 3 to 5 times as much lymphatic fluid that you do as blood. And of course the blood circulatory system has a pump, the heart, but the lymphatic system is a passive system. It doesn't have a pump. It's got one-way valves, but it requires the movement of muscles to move lymphatic fluid. So you literally move your immune fluid when you move. Here's the difference. If you're not an exerciser, and by exercise I don't mean running a marathon or really extreme exercising. I'm talking about a good 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 times a week. That is plenty of exercise and makes a wonderful difference in your body. But if you're not an exerciser, you might get your immune fluids around your body 1 time in a 24-hour period to circulate. Whereas if you do that moderate exercise that I talked about, 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 days a week, you circulate those same immune fluids 3 to 5 times. How many would rather be 3 to 5 times healthier? Then you get to do your exercise. Plus, exercise increases the production of something called endorphins, which are the feel-good neurotransmitters. And so you feel better when you exercise. It's the natural way to fight depression. And here's one thing that happens when you're exercising. You do create more free radicals. And free radicals can tend to help you to age your body and contribute to the diseases of aging, degenerative diseases. How do we quench free radicals? With antioxidants, which are in our greens. That's why you want to keep your body a lean, green, disease-fighting machine. So, learn to relax, get to bed on time, and do your exercise.